Hi guys, welcome back. We're going to pick up where we left off on the design of this wine cabinet. We're going to go to the workspace that is for rendering, where we can create really good looking pictures that we're going to use later on to make our brochure. Um, so I'm going to remove my video, my own face. So because it just takes too much space and I want to show you all the entire screen. Okay, before we move on, I forgot something on my last tutorial, and that is to mention to you guys about pinning components. I already pinned them, but I'm going to pin it for example. Turns out we can drag components, and that's weird. I really hate it. You just click on it and you can drag it. Um, that makes me nervous when I design and I'm able to move it like that. That's not good. So I'm gonna do Control Z or undo. I want to bring it back, and I'm going to pin it. Okay. So once components are pinned, we can drag them, which is something that we do want, and it makes us feel more comfortable. We don't want to design something and then realize that things are moved and they're overlapping and then our sizes don't work. So that's a big no-no in design. You put something together and thing, things just don't line up, and that's a disaster. It can make you lose money. So I am actually a bit disappointed that Fusion allows this to happen. Um, but maybe there are other ways that we can work around it, and as soon as I figure that out, I will show you. I myself am not an expert in Fusion. I have used mostly AutoCAD, but um, at this point I just can't afford AutoCAD, and this version of Fusion is free. So anyway, let's go back to, so we were on design. Now we're going to change environments or workspaces. What that means is all these are going to change. All how this looks is going to change, and actually on the design workspace we can still use appearance. So if we type A, this appearance, how do you call this, palette shows up, and we can um, we can use the appearances and change the appearances of things, as you know. But we're not gonna work in design in this case. We're gonna go to render, and this is where we're actually going to make pictures of our furniture in different angles with different lightings, and you can play around with that. But the most important thing that I wanted to show you that relates to the cabinets and the panels that we buy in the hardware store is that they come in big panels of um, 6 by 12 feet, and they have one orientation for the wood. So actually on this wood, I I was playing around. I'll show you. Um, this I wasn't supposed to show you this. It was a part of the tutorial. So what I will show you is in rendering workspace, we can still look at the appearance. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all of these because that's what we did work on with this appearance, the bamboo dark semi-gloss. This appearance right here that is called vintage red is one that I created myself. And in this tutorial, I'm going to get as far as showing you how to create your own appearances for materials. So here we are with the bamboo. So we're going to leave this for now. We're going to close this and we're going to look at something that is kind of weird. So first of all, we're going to cover all these tools and that includes appearance, which we already mentioned it and we're going to go back when we make our custom appearance. But what we're going to do is we're going to map our how do you say texture map controls. So basically, we're going to see the work with the orientation of our appearance. As you can see, this one here is automatic, um, and if we pick this one, the the projection type is box. And let's see when you actually the first time you create it is going to be automatic. And here is my point: the grains these simulated grains are going from this end to this end. And when we cut our pieces, we actually want it to flow with this direction, up and down. So this should be going from left to right, looking at it from the front of the cabinet. So when the first time you assign an appearance to a panel, it's going to be automatic. So you need to go back and like I said, we go back to this tool, texture map controls, and one by one you start selecting it and you are going to change it to what's called box. There are there are these other types, but box works great because we are now able to rotate our appearance. And let me show you how. Okay, 90 degrees. So once that's done, sorry, let's go back to this appearance. Uh, Box automatic. Okay. So when we select it again, we go to box. Oh, it already rotated us. This is great. Sorry, I'm going in circles. So when we apply box, it already rotates at 90. It's kind of like the they already know that we wanted to use in the other direction. So once that's selected, that's good. Okay. So let's go back and see how this one is. For example, this one is automatic and we wanted to put this one in box. So let's change it to box. And it looks like this one wasn't rotated. So now we can rotate it using um, this minus 90 or 90. It doesn't matter. And we just pick OK. And that way we can align all our panels to be in the direction how we're going to cut it off that big um, panel that we buy at the hardware store. So we're working in this case, in my experience, with MDF. So MDF, it is already laminated in one direction, and it's in the longest direction of the 6 by 12 feet panel. So we're going to nest later these panels so that we can get most of them or all of them from one single panel. So, um, or maybe we won't, maybe we'll need more, but the idea is that we're going to buy 6 by 12 panels and we just need to work with it. And we need to be always considering the fact of our the orientation of these fibers as they would be on real wood. In our case, and like I said, we're going to be working with MDF. Is the cheapest material is not a really good quality, but sometimes people can't afford it. So we are going to be the person that brings them this more affordable solution to whatever problems they're having, and we can always make it strong enough. We can always um, improve the quality so that it lasts a bit longer. But we're going to show you that later on when we actually do build this wine cabinet or build another cabinet. I'm actually going to make a tutorial of a kind of like a dresser with with a bar for hanging things that are going to be that I'm going to design and build, and for that I'm going to make a video, um, and that's going to be for my daughter's room actually. So we're going to see how when I cover building, how we can take measures to make sure that we're building a strong piece of furniture. So we're not going to compromise on strength, even if we have to use extra screws, even glue or whatever. We're going to make sure that we build something that is good. And of course, we're going to try to avoid having too many screws, especially on the sides of our panels, so that they don't look ugly. We can always cover them with stickers that we also get at the hardware store, but um, the idea is to use the least and just actually plan ahead how we're going to hold our furniture without having as less possible screws from the side, so we can use the least number of stickers because they just don't look that good. So, but other than that, the furniture is actually going to look good. The MDF is quite glossy and comes in different colors, and it'll be a good experience for us to see our creation built. Okay, so let's go back. We already know that by using this command here, the texture map controls, we can change the orientation of our of how that those fibers look. There are more um, there's more to cover here. It's all about the angles and what we consider X and Y. You see here X angle, Y angle, Z angle, right? Um, and that only appears when it is box. There is also planar, and we also work there with an axis. Like for example, right now it's bluish. You see how that is showing bluish because it's asking on what axis you want to use. So it switches to that. We can still rotate, but I found out that the appearance actually is weird. It starts varying from here because for some reason you can actually do this and wait, this one didn't change, but hold on. Yeah, we can do this. So we can actually show other fibers, and that might be good because you don't want your furniture to all have, let's say, this the same grains, right? Like you want it to look a little bit different. So um, maybe you can vary it, and that way it looks more realistic on when you do the rendering. So, like I say, you can play around with these types of um, with that doesn't work with these types of projection types, but you already know what my idea is to show you that we can manipulate the appearance of these fibers, and that's going to be important because when you plan and you actually cut let's say, one door in one direction and the other door in another direction because you didn't plan it, that's going to be a disaster for you because you just are going to lose money trying to make it look better, or it's not going to be to look good on your reputation as somebody who builds um, good looking furniture. So that is the most important part of this texture map control and of this whole thing, this whole area workspace of rendering. Like I said, we can create these good looking pictures, as I said on the previous tutorial, that we're going to create in this rendering workspace these good looking pictures that we are going to export and use them to um, stage our furniture in realistic environments. And we're not even going to buy a camera and do that. We're not even going to have to rent a place or anything like that. We are going to use AI and image generation, and we're going to give it our picture, and the AI will do its job, and it will make it look as if it was in an apartment, in a living room, or in a bedroom. And there you go. You can create your brochures, you can create your products if you're going to create them online and sell them online. And you're going to use Fusion to create your first pictures that you're going to feed the AI to eventually end up with the staging of your product, and it's going to end up also in the creation of your brochure. So without further ado, let's go and let's continue on with the rest of the commands. So let's start with appearance, which we did cover, and we're going to go back at the end. The next is scene settings. So when we click it, so basically these are all the settings that we are going to change in order to make the appearance of our rendering or of our picture to look better or not. So the things that do change, um, well, they start from, let's say, from brightness. If we move this, you can see that it already starts changing. Now, this is just a matter of personal preference. You can um, you can do any way you want. You want really bright pictures. If that suits your stage where you're gonna have it, and in the or what time of day. Let's say you're gonna show your pictures in a furniture that is outdoor furniture. Well, it's different than if it's indoor furniture and if it's bedroom furniture. So um, and then we can change the background. We can do a solid color for the background. There's environment for the background, and really I don't see what the use is for the environment, but you can change the color to something uh, more darker, for example, and the reflections look better. Um, I like to have a little bit um, lighter. So then again, you can have a ground plane or not, and see the difference. You can see the shadow. Um, then there's a flattened background. I don't see anything there. You see the reflection. You can get it off, put it back. Let's see roughness. I think that's the roughness of the bottom plane. It's very noticeable. So again, you can play with this, and you can do in then you're gonna change the camera so you can do orthographic. Check out that difference. Orthographic looks more like on a computer screen, but what we humans actually see is this way. So perspective means where you are with respect to the furniture. So as you can see, we can change the focus, the focal length. um, I feel like when you're more like this, that you're actually looking at it from, let's say, the perspective of a child. Like this is a tall piece of furniture, whereas if you actually look at it more like this, you're looking at it more from the top. So, like I said, that's your preference. And then we have exposure, camera exposure, and that's almost as I think it's like you're flashing. You have a flashlight, and you know how the flashes goes when you take a picture. Then that's how it works. So, um, then what else can you do? Well, you can change the ratio. Like this whole um, this whole rectangle that you can see right here, you can change that. That is the that is the aspect ratio. So you can change that to be one of a square. Um, it depends where you're going to put it. And for example, this 16 by 9, this um, this ratio, like let's say this is 16 units and this is 9 units, this works well for cell phones. So if you're going to make a short reel or something that you're gonna post for people to actually see it on their cell phones, then this is a good size for that. And yeah, and you can also do a custom aspect ratio, and then you can pick the numbers. Wait, my screen is kind of small. So you can pick these numbers and change that aspect ratio. So for now, I'm just gonna keep it at 16:9. Okay, and you can change all these settings. There is a environmental library. You can change the lighting. You right click, say apply to scene, and that is different. Um, Warm light, soft light. See, this is the one that I had. This is the one that I like, and I'm going to keep. So close. So now that we are set up, I want you to we're gonna go to move and copy. This one here is a bit weird. I'm not sure why we would need to move our components. And also the fact that when we pin our components, we can't move them. Okay? Um, and here it says that components that are pinned, they cannot be moved. No, wait, not there. I don't remember where he said that, but basically we're not gonna use this for now. Um, we don't want to move. If we want to if we want to drag this, this is going to be the picture that you're going to take. So if I'll show you how, like, look at this picture down here. This is off center. That's because I actually took a snapshot when the furniture was right here. So you always need to center it. That's going to center it right in the middle. You can rotate it. um, so that's a shift, and you can show it in a different angle. And that's where your all your settings are going to take effect, and you're going to have to look for an angle that makes your furniture look good. Again, that's subjective. That's your preference. Now, like I said, place it in a center position, and then you can export it. So, move we're not going to use. Now we're going to go what's called in canvas render. And what in canvas render is going to redraw this and it's going to give it um, realistic. It's going to make every pixel again. I'll show you how. See, it's starting to do that, and it's pixelating every single part of it, and that actually takes some time. Mm, I might have to pause this video. We'll just wait. You can pause it at any time while it's working. And once you have pixelated this, um, well, first of all, there are settings that you're going to do. There's fast and advanced, and there's lock view. If you lock the view, you're not going to be able to rotate or move. Um, but those are the settings. They're very simple. And so this view right here, we're going to take a picture. So it's going to take a picture of this rectangle and with the furniture inside. So once we do this, basically we're taking that picture and we're going to save it. And we're going to pick where to save it. So Fusion gives you the choice of saving it in the cloud, that is in Autodesk Cloud, in their computers in the cloud, or and there you have projects. You can have all these projects here, but we're not going to save it in the cloud. We're going to save it in our computer. So you're going to pick a place where you're going to save it. That's where I had it. I had mine, and I'm going to save it right now. Um, I'm going to uh, name it with today's date, 1925. Okay, and I'm going to call this one. This one here is going to be that in canvas render. So save and save. So it's going to it restarted it for some reason. Supposedly at this point it is excellent, and here is final. Let's see how, if that is already here. It's not here yet. See, oh wait, I gotta show you this screen. Where I said I wanted it, it's not there. So when it got to excellent, it created the picture. Later we're going to compare pictures. Um, they're going to be from different ways of doing this. So here I want to show you something else. While this button is red, it means that every time we move or do something, this is going to restart again. So let's rotate. Look at that. It's starting again. It's pixelating again. It's reconstructing that high quality image, right? So we want to basically stop it. If we took a picture, we stop it. We don't need to be waiting all the time for this to happen again. So let me go back to another view. And this time we're going to, this says in canvas render. That means that this is our canvas. That aspect ratio that we picked originally, that is our canvas. Then we have another tool that is called rendering. It should be basically the same. You can create video. You can create it with I think with a paid version. I'm not going to create a video right now. I'm just going to create a picture because we're just our goal is to just make our brochure, and that's it. So but we still can do custom, like images, right? Image custom. There is our sizes, our aspect ratio, here it is. And there is one more thing, that you can do a transparent background. That transparent background is going to take a picture only of the furniture, and everything else is going to be transparent. We're going to do local render, and there is so the quality is supposed to be not that good. It's 50 something, and this one here is final, and there's a little sign there that means that you need to pay for the a membership to have Fusion, part of something that $660 in Canada and 500 something dollars in the States. So um, we can still set this, and we're actually going to do that. We're going to render this same picture. Um, we're not gonna do the transparent background. I'll show you later at one of them that is a transparent background. But I just want to compare, and I want you guys to see the comparison between this command and the previous command where we did our our render. So right now, what's going on? Okay, so it's creating that picture, and it puts it here in that in our rendering gallery. So a rendering gallery is are the pictures without us going here and looking at it in our in our own computer. The pictures that we have, we can look at them here. So if we double click on this, oops, the mouse, okay, okay, there it is. It takes some time. I think all of these pictures are actually on the cloud, so it takes some time to go back at them and look at them this way. So here is that picture that originally I said that, okay, let's start from the beginning. See, this is kind of slow. That's the last picture that we just created. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to download it so that we can compare it to the other one. I'm going to go over here. It's going to give it this fancy name, but I'm going to change it to number 2. This is going to be our rendered picture from this command. Then later on you can pick whichever one you want. It's a PNG format, and we just go save. Let me see. There it is. So we'll compare it in a second. Let's cover this first. So this is the latest one that we did. This is a previous one that I did, and here I didn't know. So that's what I said, that you need to have your furniture in the middle, because otherwise it will take a snapshot wherever it is. This one here is in the center. It's a little bit too far, and here I did the that perspective view, and I played with the cameras. So all these um, are just tests. You can do these tests, and here I show you what it means when you pick the wrong orientation. The doors look weird in comparison to these. See, the doors need to be up and down, that the fibers. So any of these pictures, again, we can download it, we can delete them, right? Delete that, and it will delete it from down here. So that's basically it. There's delete, there's download, which we already did. There's post processing. This is only supposed to be when you're working in the cloud only. And there's turntable. And this one here only works when with the paid version. You need to have tokens and you need to pay, basically. And what it would do, I believe, is make it rotate as if it was in a turntable, and it's kind of like an animation. But we'll do something else, which I will show you. We still can do animations. Um, so for now, for render, that's it. That's all the commands that are available. That's what you can do, and And once you have your pictures generated, um, actually we're going to now show you number one. So this one here is the one that we took in Canvas rendering. Let's go to number two. Any difference? It's the same. So I mean quality wise. So the view changed, but the quality is the same. So you might as well take pictures right there on the canvas. I think. Um, so here are the other ones that I took, and I wanted to show you. Wait. Okay, so that's the animation, but here, this one here is a picture without a background. This picture here has no background. You can put it on top of another picture and it will only be this outline. So many programs, including Canva, can remove the background of an object and allow us to stage it in different environments. So it is not that necessary to generate these pictures without the background. But what might be cool for us to generate is actually short videos. This one here, as you can see, is only what 6 seconds long, and I actually use this for the starting of my videos, and yeah, it's useful, and we can do this in Fusion, which of course is going to be the topic of the next tutorial. So for now, we covered the render tab, the render workspace, if you want to call it. And next time we're going to do the animation. So, but before we go, as promised, we're going to create a custom appearance. So we go to this appearance command, and this one here is the one that I created, vintage red, and it's easy to create them actually. So you can grab any appearance and you duplicate it. Then you edit. We don't change any of these because we want it to work well with the default, to work well with Fusion. So let's go to advanced, and it basically is asking us for a name and an image. So this is what it uses, an image to fill all those spaces. So when we click on here, we end up with the parameters. So as we can see, it's 457.2, and that is the height. So and 863.6 for the width. So basically, all we're going to do is we're going to create an image that is of this size, and we're talking about in millimeters. So we go over here, and you see the source. We can actually select, and we're gonna switch to Canva, and we're going to actually create that command, that that appearance. So originally I asked Canva, well, let's start it from 0, and we start from a custom size. So that's where we actually give that those dimensions that we wanted. 863.6 and height. Oops, and by the way, before I do that, I'm going to change this to millimeters. 863.6, 457.2, and that's our height. And we're going to create a new design. Now, to save time, because I already did this, so basically I'm going to go back to here. So it was empty like this, And what I did was something that you would have to do is here you go ask Canva. So once you go to ask Canva, it brings up this this AI where you basically ask make an image of a wood surface that is made of pine as used in furniture, and it generated, as you will see, only this image. So it makes a little square. So there is this command that we use that is called auto expand. So we go to expand, and this is premium. You need a membership with Canva to do this, and you do the whole page. Now I already did this, so I'm gonna cancel, and I'm just gonna show you how what it did. It expanded it, it filled up with more details, but this area, this square area, is lighter than this. So I tried one more time another request, which is you ask make where is that other request? Okay, there you go. This image was automatically expanded. However, the original image still shows in a lighter tone, a square in the middle. Can you make all the image in the same tone, darker? I asked this, and it actually gave me the replacement for this. So what I'm going to do is this one here, I'm going to delete it. This is the original, you see that? I'm going to delete it. And this one is a replacement. So we're going to drag it over here. And, oh, well, we'll just ask it to auto expand again. I hope this doesn't whole page expand. It doesn't have the same problem with the auto expanding with different tones, because that's pretty annoying. It looks like it does, but this is good enough for me. You probably won't see too much a difference in in your program. So this is good. I go done. So that's it. And here you go. That's your image. So we're going to share it. So basically we're going to download it, and we accept the sizes because this already has the size. It's automatic. We don't change anything. You go download, and so it's generating that, and I'm going to look. So I found my location where I'm going to have it. So here's the first one that I created. That's that antique red one. So let's call this dark pine. It's your custom. So we save it. We're good. And now we go back to, okay, so this one here is in channel, no, in design, custom appearances, and there it is. So that's the one that we just created, and there we have it. And it does have the different tones. Just, yeah, like for now we're just gonna leave it like this, but I think this can be fixed, and we're just gonna fix it some other time. But this is the general idea. We make an image that is of the sizes that we need, and then we load it. And okay, so once we're done, we are gonna change this one also to dark pine. Apply, and we're okay. So there you go. Now we have dark pine as our appearance. I'm gonna select all these and apply dark pine. Oop, drag it, and And here we have that problem, but I think we can fix it with this command, the one that we've used before. And we're going to do box. And I think, first of all, this one here, we need to rotate it because that's not the right orientation. 90. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cheat. So I'm going to get rid of that. Oh no. Well, nothing is easy. So it works for most of the panels except the side ones. Let's see this other side. Oh yeah, it didn't work for that either. So in another tutorial, a short tutorial, I'm gonna fix this. I'll show you how to do it. Um, but maybe you can find that solution yourself. I just gave you an idea how to get that image, and we'll go from there. So basically, we can make our any furniture look as the appearance that we're actually looking for. And maybe you can find these appearances in websites where on the uh, hardware stores where you're going to buy these, or you can even take a picture of them and then edit the size and make it the same as what we need to use. So give them those specific dimensions, and then Fusion is going to accept them, and we can render, we can create the images that we want as realistic as we can make it, because that's what we're going to deliver. Um, so yeah, that's the part where we make the special appearance, and that's it for this tutorial. Thanks. For now, well, thank you very much. Thank you for watching my tutorial. And like I said, you can head over to my store where I will start populating more the tools that you need to build these cabinets, or cabinets in general, and also the accessories like knobs and other things. So um, subscribe, hit like if you want. If not, I'm cool. Thank you.